What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 1 of Beltway Battle, where we got Darryl and Tim talking everything NFL related. Me and Darryl have gone way back, and we've been doing fantasy football together for years, talking football for years, and we're bringing our conversations to the channel. How you doing today, Darryl?
I'm great, man. You finally got me on here, man. You finally got me on here to talk some football. Let's go. Let's talk.
All right, sounds good. All right, well, we just got a short show today. We're just getting our feet wet for the Beltway Battle. But of course, the big news that hit this week is Cam Newton to the Patriots for only $7.5 million. That is dirt cheap. I honestly did not see him accepting such a low contract, and that's why I thought that he was not going to get picked up until a QB got hurt, because I thought that that's just how it was going to have to be.
Nah, I knew the Patriots was going to either go after him or my bold. You know, I like my bold picks, man. You know, I'm my bold picks.
Yeah.
It was either going to be him or Deshaun Watson.
Oh, they were going to try to make a move to trade for him?
Mhm. I honestly thought they was going to do a first round pick for him. I thought they was going to make the trade for him.
Oh, they were going to be more than a first round pick if they were going to run after Deshaun.
Well, yeah, definitely, but I mean, you know,
That's probably 3 first round picks. I mean, that's a
I give
talent.
you I give you 2 first rounds, but I don't know about 3 because of how when the game in the playoffs on the line to where he at. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like some games he's there,
Well,
some games he's not. That is
yeah.
arguable.
Well, they
That
ran
is
into
arguable.
they ran into Pat Mahomes last season. Obviously, they beat Buffalo in round 1, but they
They
they ran into the phenom that
they was
is
up. They was
Pat
up.
Mahomes.
They was up.
They were up
If
24 nothing.
if you take away the first quarter, right? Take away
Yeah.
the first quarter. They lost 54-10.
Yeah, it's bad.
What did they do? Okay, what did they do?
And
Nothing. But
fair enough. Well, the contract is said to be incentive laden, and for a minute when I read that, I was like, "Oh, does that mean it's 7.5 million, and then like it could go up based on incentives?" No, literally 7.5 million is like the highest he can make, even if he plays like at an MVP level.
I think that's good for both teams, though. Both parties, though.
Well, it's absolutely phenomenal for the Patriots,
Yeah, but I
but
mean,
Cam Newton is worth more than 7.5 million a year.
yeah, but he know. See, this is how I look at it. Like, I feel like both parties know I'm worth more than this. But for the Patriots, right? Patriots want to see consistency out of a guy. They don't want to pick up another dude who's just going to get hurt. You know that. You know, if they wanted a guy to train or not to be there, they would have drafted a rookie because they wouldn't start a rookie. Like I feel like for the Patriots, they was like, all right, let's get you. Now you've been injured, so you have to prove yourself. So we're not going to give you top dollar contract. And I feel like Cam was like, I get that, but I know I'm better than what a lot of people think, and I still got it left in the tank. So
He
why
did,
not?
yeah, he did miss 14 games last season to injury,
Mm-hmm.
and he's also just had a lot of injuries since his 2015 MVP run. He's always been banged up in some shape or fashion, so I definitely agree with that. And but I also have here he might just be going into another situation like in Carolina where he has questionable weapons, a struggling O line where Tom Brady was all over the place last season with that O line, and who does he really? I mean, Julian Edelman is his top guy right now. Like his best guys are running backs, really, with James White and Sony Michelle. Like it's gonna be weird. Where I don't
Yeah,
know if he's going into a great spot, other than the fact that he's gonna be coached extremely well.
I mean, I get that. You know, I get that. But outside, all right, in Carolina, like I know that in the past, like he's done great. You know what I mean? But like his weapons, really, I think you can argue between the two right now. Giving more side to the Panthers. I mean, yeah, to the Panthers, but at the same time, like I feel like you can argue like you walking from probably quote unquote better weapons to a better coach. So it's like your trade offs there, and I think the trade offs equal. I
Yep.
think he's mobile.
If
I
he
think
was
he can
healthy last
play.
year, I think he had some solid weapons. Obviously, Chris McCaffrey and DJ Moore showed up to be a pretty good receiver last year, but obviously he didn't even really play much last year, so you can't say he had those weapons. Uh,
Yeah, you can't.
but very interesting stuff with Cam Newton to the Patriots. We will be following that very closely this season to see where they end up. Where do you have the Patriots ended up? Do you have like? Do you still think they're going to make the playoffs and everything, or do you think that they're going to have a down year without Tom Brady?
I definitely think the Patriots are going to make the playoffs. Like,
Yeah.
because
You think it's Buffalo's division to take?
yeah, I mean, I could definitely. I gotta do some more research on all the teams. I do,
Yeah.
but Buffalo versus the Patriots is not going to be the same game. Definitely. That
Yeah.
being said, but like I feel like the all right. So Patriots, the weapons pretty much are the same. So the pass, Tom Brady, Cam Newton, Tom Brady better passer, but at the same time, Cam Newton has the run factor. And me personally, the reason why I personally thought that they was going to go after Cam Newton or Deshaun Watson, and I really thought they was going to make a run at Deshaun Watson just because of the fact they want a passer, but they would like to have a mobile running quarterback, is because of the interview after of course, my team, the Ravens, after we beat the Patriots,
Yeah.
and like I expected to win. I really did. But what I did not expect was the look and the attitude and just the demeanor of Bill Belichick when he was talking like, yeah, we all got to do better. Like, I mean, there was nothing we could do. We knew he was going to run here. He still ran here. Like, and like Bill Belichick is the type of guy to me, like, if you expose him and he deep down knows, it's like, you know what? They're on to something right there. Let me get onto it too. So the fact, like, as soon as we beat them, I called them going after a mobile quarterback, but I was more so going after Deshaun Watson. But I mean, think about that. Like, you would have had to give up. Like, we could argue. You could. I'm gonna say you're right. You had to give up 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson, whereas you could just
Yeah.
go.
It would have been massive to get Deshaun Watson. You weren't getting him cheap.
And then you still have to build. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. You were not getting Deshaun Watson off the Texans for cheap. There's no way. First of all, they're not going to move Deshaun Watson. Period. But so in order to make them want to move, oh shoot, we got a different. I just realized the camera's messed up. But anyway, make them want to move. It would have been just ridiculous.
yeah, I get that.
So, anyway, fix this up real quick. But on to the next topic here. We have Dak Prescott comes out and signs the franchise tag.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that move?
I think he was fearful of Andy Dalton 100%. Like, 100%. Like, 100%. That is why when we get to my chart, my list, I put Dak Prescott number 20 for our quarterbacks with a question mark because, straight up honest with you, I really believe that right now it's still Dak Prescott's the starter, but I still think it's a 50-50 battle. Like, I think that it's kind of like, and let this record show, I am a Dak Prescott fan. All right, let the record show. I am a Dak Prescott fan,
but you think Andy Dalton is that solid?
I think Dak Prescott makes bonehead mistakes that really are costing him. Like Me personally, I like for Dak Prescott. For me, I want him to succeed. Like I want him to be the guy. I really do. Like I was even calling him to be a top. He was a top quarterback last year, and I was calling that for fantasy football. But after watching like how many plays that like he missed, and now you could make this argument that it's not all on him. But I think that his play style doesn't always help his case. You get what I'm saying? Like there are a lot of times I think like, dude, you just made a bonehead mistake. Like that was stupid. Like like
No, I think
what?
he's definitely going to be the starter there now. You don't pay a guy $32 million for him to sit on the bench. Like that's just not happening.
No. I think coming out straight up coming out, Dak Prescott is going to be the dude. But
Yep, and
I mean,
especially since
Andy
last year
Dalton
he had he
practice.
had a nice statistical year last year. 4,900 yards, 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, three more touchdowns on the ground. So you're looking at three, a 3-to-1 touchdown ratio or touchdown to turnover ratio. And
Mm-hmm.
for Dak, I think it was absolutely the right move to sign the franchise tag.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He's
Because
not worth the money that he thinks he's worth. And right now you're getting a guaranteed 31.4 million for 1 year. That's big money. And statistically, I don't see how he could fall from what he had. If he falls at all, it'll not be by much because he just got another crazy weapon in CD Lamb in this draft. Another 6'2" receiver who's a baller. Of course, they still have Amari Cooper. Of course, they still have that beast offensive line. Of course, they still have Zeke Elliott. Statistically, I don't see any way he's going to go down
exactly, and I mean,
from
but
where he was.
statistically, he's been that good. But like, what have the Cowboys done? You get what I'm
Well,
saying?
the
Like,
first this is his first year over like with big numbers. In the past, if you look at his stats are not anything like I don't think he's actually thrown for 4,000 yards in other seasons.
Tim, me and you, I remember making the case of arguing in fantasy football. I'm picking Dak Prescott, and you were like, "Don't do it, Daryl," and I was all over it. So I don't know exact stats off the top of my head, but
Yeah,
I've
he
been
has
on
yet.
Dak Prescott's stats, and I know his stats. But I've watched the Cowboys play. Like sometimes, dude, stats don't matter, bro. I want to win games. Who helps you win the most games?
Well,
The
fair enough,
Cowboys
but
want to win games.
his best statistical season comes at an 88-8. When he wasn't actually having the ball in his hands as much, throwing the ball, they were running the ball more. They were what multiple. I think they had a 10-6 season and like a 13-3 season,
Mm-hmm.
or I think they were 13-3 1 year. They had a really
Like,
maybe 12-4. They were really they had one crazy year and then they had the 10-6 season uh, where he didn't even throw for 4,000 yards.
mm-hmm. So, and that was even what year was that? Because I can't remember the year I picked Dak Prescott in fantasy football. I think it was but it was before. I know it was before 2017 though. I know that,
So you picked
but
him his rookie
like
season.
no, it wasn't. Maybe it
You
was
may
2000,
have because you love picking rookie quarterbacks.
but it wasn't his rookie season. It was the sophomore season. So maybe it was 2000. When was the
You know what?
sophomore
Actually, that's more accurate. You like the sophomore season quarterbacks, but even though that most of the time it's their first season, with Pat Mahomes and Lamar the last two seasons have
I've been calling.
clearly
I've
paid
been
off.
calling. I've been calling them, man. I've been calling them. Like, and
Yeah, I think you picked them both after like the ninth round, and both of them were number one.
I should have picked. I didn't pick Lamar after the night. Only because I thought somebody in our draft was eyeing him.
Oh,
But
you
then
picked him in the
later,
eighth.
yeah.
All right,
But then
still you
later,
picked the number one quarterback who outscored the next closest person by 80 points in the eighth round.
yeah, 2 years in a row. Mhm.
Yep. Well, you didn't get that out of Dak if you picked him in 2017.
No, I picked.
Because
No, I didn't get Dak that year. But even the year that I got Dak, it was I don't remember, but I remember he was rushing. He got me touchdowns rushing. He got me touchdowns throwing. People was mad at my team. That was the year I got second that year.
okay, well, statistically, maybe I'd have to look at his rushing stats. Maybe that he was better as far as a fantasy quarterback, but is this the right move for the Cowboys? Do
Oh,
you say it was the right move to pay him $31.4 million for the year?
no, 100% no.
Why?
I just said why. Like I just said the stats and helping win games. Like you know what I mean. Like I want a quarterback. I
Well,
want somebody to help me win games.
that's fine, but they have some holes on their defense.
That is
Like
true.
their defense is not like amazing, and they could have used that $31 million to go bolster up their defense, and then have Andy Dalton, who's had like 4 10-win seasons, and with that offense, as I said, you can't be bad in that offense.
And that is why I put the question mark at Dak Prescott. Because
Well, now that they signed him, he's going to be there.
I mean, yeah, he's going to be there, but that's why I put the question mark. I wanted to stamp for the world to know. I don't know about that whole decision, Cowboys. Y'all had 31 mil to go really solidify the defense.
Yeah. All right.
And you didn't. like that's the question mark. Why?
Okay. Awesome. Well, I'm glad we agree on those things, which doesn't always happen. But we are moving on to the little fantasy football talk. So we're going to be going through every week now, listing off another position of the top whatever of the position group. Today it's going to be the top 20 QBs in fantasy football, as Darryl alluded to earlier. And I'm just going to start with this because we have seen each other's lists now. We actually both agree on a big year from Russell Wilson. And we both have him as our number one. And to me, obviously it starts with him as a player. He's fantastic. He's an amazing quarterback. But when you're looking at the top 5, all of them are really good quarterbacks. So what makes him different to be number one? I say it starts with his weapons. DK Metcalf looked really solid in a rookie campaign, nearly eclipsed the 1,000-yard mark. And he still has Tyler Lockett. He's going to get that tight end Will Dissly back, who had a couple of really nice games statistically before he tore I think he tore his Achilles or ACL? I don't remember. He hurt himself and got knocked out for the year. But there is rumors going around that he could either get Antonio Brown or Josh Gordon. And that would just put the Seattle Seahawks offense like crazy over the top. And I like Russell Wilson to be the number one quarterback this year.
If they did get Josh Gordon, though, that probably at first I was like, he's just gonna get kicked out of the league for smoking weed. But then it's Seattle. Like, they don't care about that. He should have been with there.
Well, they did make the rule where you're not going to be suspended anymore.
He's going
so for marijuana, apparently you're not going to be suspended. You can still be fined if you fail a drug test, but you will not. There will be no more suspensions.
Because that was like why.
Yeah. But then we go off the list. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up my list now, and you can tell me who you disagree with and where. Boom. Oh, I got to fix your camera again. But you can go ahead and look at it and tell me who do you see as a problem.
All right, even if Dak Prescott finishes the season as a whole complete starter, I don't think he's going to be where you have him. 1, 2. I don't think he's top 5.
You don't think he's top 5?
No, I don't think he's top 5.
Well, last year he was pretty solid, but as I said, with all those weapons, he's not going to fail. He just has too many people to choose from.
I know that, but at the same time, like I feel like Aaron Rodgers is angry. They just drafted a quarterback. He's mad about that, you know.
Yeah.
You got an angry Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna have to put up points. And like I said last year, I said this last year too. I said if Aaron Rodgers, literally, like he on the hot seat. Like if he don't win a Super Bowl this year, like they're going to draft a quarterback. And what happened? They didn't do it. and they drafted a quarterback, and people was like, "Darryl, you're crazy."
Well, they drafted a quarterback because this quarterback fell to them, and Jordan Love has the makings to be somebody really special.
Hey, look, all I'm saying is, I said if Aaron Rodgers doesn't win the Super Bowl, they're going. He's on the hot seat. He's already on the hot seat. They're going to get a quarterback. The man's on the hot seat. Perfect quarterback fell to them.
And they got him. Fair
They
enough.
got him.
Hey,
They got him.
I do have him finishing above earlier. I believe he finished right around the top 10 mark, which would be down here. But I do have him a little higher. I think getting Devontae Adams back will certainly help those statistics. He didn't have Devontae for most of the season. Like a lot of the season he was out. I know this because I drafted Devontae Adams on literally every team last year in the first round because I was high on Devontae Adams and he gets hurt week 2. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
But
I agree with Tom Brady. I don't agree with Drew Brees.
So you think that Drew Brees is not going to be a top 10?
Nope.
Even with Michael Thomas, even with Alvin Kamara, with Jameis Winston breathing down his neck?
Nope.
Fair enough. All right. Well,
I mean, I can't.
As long as Drew Brees,
Drew
Brees is in the league, I'm taking him as a top 10 quarterback. Because year in and year out, he's a top 10 fantasy quarterback.
Was he last year?
Of course, he had injuries last year, so he didn't finish in the top 10. But if you look at his points per game, like when he was in the game, he was a top 10 quarterback.
Even the year before that, I remember Aaron had him on his fantasy team, and he was like, Drew Brees is up and down, man. Some days he goes off, the other days it's like, womp, womp, womp.
Brees.
I don't know if that, I can't remember if that was last season or not.
That's fine. I'm just looking it up, but you can.
Because I remember, like, there were games he went off, and then there were games it was just wow. Like I remember looking at his team like, dang, bro.
So touchdowns wise, he had 32, which is solid, but he did have a down year for yards compared to what he's done in the past. He didn't reach the 4,000 yard mark. So yeah, I could definitely see fantasy wise where that did not go. Now I'm curious. Where
I think you should look at the game log, but maybe not.
Well, I'm gonna see where he finished. But where else do you have me mixed up? I know you had Deshaun Watson pretty high. I do not have Deshaun Watson high.
I have him 8. Yep, I have him 8.
I have him at 10. Okay, I thought you had him higher than that for some reason, but
he was, no 7, but nah, I have him at 7. I have him at 7. But
without DeAndre Hopkins, I think he takes a big hit, and then Bill O'Brien is an idiot over there, doesn't know what he's doing as a coach.
I don't know.
GM.
I don't know. I'm 100% honest with you. Like watching Deshaun Watson play games and like, cause you know I like Will Fuller a lot. Everybody, if you're gonna watch the channel, I'm gonna be on here. I'm gonna talk about Will Fuller. All right.
Okay.
Injury prone, he is. Yes, he is. But every single time that man is on the field, Deshaun Watson just throws him the ball. Like, he just targets him. Like, he just throws in the ball. And, like, DeAndre Hopkins, better receiver than Will Fuller. I'm not arguing that. But to me, I just think Deshaun Watson had more rapport with Will Fuller. And for whatever reason, they decided to get rid of a dude, you know what I mean, Hopkins. But I think, straight up honest with you, that's why I have Kyler Murray so high on my list.
Drew Brees in 2018, even with a down year, was ranked number 8.
I don't see it happening this year, man.
And he played 15 games. Average, when it came to average numbers, he finished. What number is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th when it came to points per game on average. The dude's a monster.
I'm not arguing that. I just don't see
Every
it.
time, I know. You think this year that he's not going to be in the top 10? As I'm saying, as long as Drew Brees is still throwing the football, I have him as a top 10 fantasy quarterback because he just puts up numbers. Just what he
I'm not
does for
gonna
a living.
argue that. I'm not gonna argue that, but
And
I don't
maybe he
know, man.
slips to 11 and 12 this year. Maybe if some
I
people
think
down
he
here,
made. I think he made a lot of people in the league angry, man.
well,
That's
he made a lot of people angry. That's a fact. There's no doubt about that. But
hey, man.
uh,
People hold on to things, man. Might be a couple more drops. That's all I'm gonna say.
might
Might
be
be a
a couple
couple.
drops. He's already apologized. He's already talked to his teammates. Like he's come out and he's gonna be donating to like all sorts of causes. He's
Well, you do a lot of stuff in the public when you got called out.
he's been doing
I'm,
things like that for years. Even Stephen A. has talked about like how he's always been for social justice in a lot of ways. He just disagreed with the kneeling for the anthem tactics, but he has now walked that backwards. Like, okay, it's not about the kneeling for the flag; it's about everything that's going on, and I
I
didn't
hope
need to say that.
I hope for his team's sake and his career's sake that is what happened because
Yeah,
if
like, and that's actually why a lot of people got so mad. They were saying, like, a lot of people were saying, is that he actually has been like on the other side of the issue in a sense, like on the same side, I should say, as the other players in a lot of ways in his actions. So when he said that, that made them even more upset because they were just like, wait, what the hell? Like you know what we're doing here. You know what's going on. Like why are you now flipping the script? But he has already apologized 2-3 times in the public, and he's put a lot of like I think his teammates will forget because he's actually a good dude.
I don't know him personally. As
Well,
nobody said,
all
man.
on all accounts, I've never seen anybody come out and be like, "Oh yeah," but no, it's not like Aaron Rodgers where people have come out behind the scenes and like Aaron Rodgers is
Oh no,
not
I
very
get that. Like he's
like everybody talks
annoying,
about.
to say the least. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I don't want to say what I want to say, but he's annoying. You know,
yeah, I hear you.
I get that. Like I would say in that sense, you know. Oh, hey, look, if Michael Thomas is okay with Drew Brees, then Drew Brees will have top 10 numbers. It's not up to me. I think it's up to Michael Thomas. If he
Up to
wants to,
Michael Thomas.
I think it's up to Michael Thomas. So if
Where do
Michael
you?
Thomas,
This is just a different. Where do you is? And I'm not even talking about fantasy. Where do you rank Michael Thomas as a
receiver,
receiver? Like, where do you have him in the
definitely
league right
top
now?
five.
Yeah,
Definitely.
agreed. Okay, top 5. Yep.
You can even put him top three, just off the top of
That's
my head.
that's the highest I would put him. A lot of people talk about him as
I
number
mean,
one.
yeah,
No way I'm putting him over Julio and DeAndre.
I think in everybody's situation, Michael Thomas definitely has the best quarterback out of all of them.
DeAndre now has Kyler,
Yeah, but we gotta
um,
see what happens. You know,
and Julio
we
has
gotta,
Matt Ryan. So yeah, right now Drew Brees would be the best quarterback. I mean, Drew Brees would be the best quarterback in a lot of conversations.
yeah, but
So
I don't know. Like I don't know. Really, to be honest with you, really to be honest with you, 100%, like just pure skill and just route running and just like how. Like have watched film on Michael Thomas. I mean, I watched film on all of them. You know, they're all
yeah,
great. Uh, Michael Thomas is probably one real breakout season away from being in a top two receiver. You get what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
that's just I
I don't
ultimately.
have him there yet. Uh,
No,
like
no, I get you.
both of
I'm
them,
not arguing
both.
that. I'm not arguing
I
that.
love Julio and DeAndre, and I would put them in that order. I think Julio's number 1 and DeAndre's number 2, and then I would have to think about it harder to see whether I think that he's even number 3. But that's where the conversation starts for Michael Thomas, in my opinion.
Top three, yeah, yeah.
Well,
But
at
you
number
can't really.
3, at number 3 is what I'm saying. That's where it starts. Like you could potentially put him there. You obviously people like Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill had a down year due to injury.
I wouldn't put any of them over. Devontae Adams. I don't know why I thought of somebody else on the Patriots when you said Devontae Adams. Actually, no. On the real, because of Xavier Rhodes, I watched a video about Xavier Rhodes and talking about all of his like route running and everything. And Xavier Rhodes said it himself, the best receiver in the league is Devontae Adams. Like
Yeah.
so. And you know, for all the people, I'm a defensive guy, and I love DBs. Like that's like
Man, I'm
any
looking
corner.
I'm looking at
So
the
I
stats
feel
for
like
last year for receivers. Did you know Cooper Kupp was number 4
yeah, he was up
statistically?
there.
I did
Yeah, he was
not
up
realize he was so high.
because he's pretty consistent with just catches, just consistency.
Yeah, I guess a PPR format that was.
Just consistency. So who else do I not agree with?
That wasn't even in PPR format. Now that I'm looking, that's crazy.
Baker Mayfield.
He's still number 4 even in PPR, but even in standard he was still number 4. Michael Thomas was in PPR format was number 1 by nearly 100 points. Very interesting.
Why do you have Drew Lock in your
So,
top 20?
I'm excited about Drew
know?
Lock. I'm excited about Drew Lock. Drew Lock is somebody that I've been watching since college at Mizzou that I wanted the Redskins to draft when they got him.
Okay.
Yeah, University of Missouri, yep. And last year, he did not have the starting position all year. He was behind Joe Flacco. He ends up taking the starting spot from Joe Flacco because Joe Flacco is old. Yeah.
Give me. No, let's say it for what it is, people. Joe Flacco had to go.
Sacco de Flacco.
Say it what it is, man.
All right.
Are you wide open? I'm throwing it to him.
But no, I'm excited about Drew Lock. He already has Sutton, Cortland Sutton as a receiver. Noah Fant is a really good tight end. He still has Phillip Lindsay out of the backfield, and then they just drafted Jerry Jeudy in the first round.
Hold on,
receiver.
When I was doing research today, didn't they get Melvin Gordon?
Yes.
That's weird to me, bro. That's a super crowded backfield.
No, wait, no. Did they? No.
I literally asked Siri. I said,
"Oh yeah. Sorry, no, I got it confused with Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley went to Atlanta.
Does Melvin Gordon play for? Oh, here she go with that. What team does Melvin Gordon play for?
Melvin Gordon III plays for the Broncos.
There you go.
So
Siri doesn't lie.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I got it confused with Todd Gurley. The running back. He went to Atlanta.
That's weird,
so
man. That's gonna be a.
I am really interested.
That could be interesting
in Drew Lock.
Gordon. Yeah, that could be interesting because with Gordon,
and he could sling it, dude. He has a freaking cannon.
Yeah, man.
Drew Lock. He has a monster arm. In high school, I saw a video of him in the end zone running away from pressure, throw it back shoulder, 50 yards downfield in high school. Like he's nasty. So I'm actually really excited to see what he could do this year in Denver with some decent weapons. I mean, he doesn't have like number 1, like top 10 weapons, but he has some decent weapons out there, and I think he will be a very interesting one to watch.
You got Baker Mayfield up there pretty high, man.
Yes, so Baker Mayfield, why I have him pretty high, is last year he had the worst coach in the league. I don't even remember his name. Freddie Kitchens, I think it was his name. Freddie Kitchens was the worst coach in the league that just did not know how to coach his offense. And he was supposed to be an offensive coach.
Mm-hmm.
And the offense was abysmal under him. Like, he couldn't even get Odell Beckham Jr. open in his scheme.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy. And then, so with OBJ, Jarvis Landry, David Njoku, and Nick Chubb, obviously, that's that's got a making of a really good offense. They just got a new coach, so I am kind of banking on the fact that things are going to start coming together with a new head coach rather than Freddie Kitchens. Maybe that's too much respect to the Cleveland front office to pick the good coach.
Oh, the prediction for
Yeah,
Timbo right
that's
there.
relatively bold. I'll give you that. That's bold.
Alrighty. We can agree on that one. No
Yeah,
argument there.
yeah. I would say that's relatively bold having him that high, considering that him statistically was not very good last year. But I think that had a lot to do with the coach and his situation, rather than him as a player. Which is somewhat of an indictment. You know, he's not Peyton Manning. He's not somebody that's going to lead your team just on his own. He needs to be coached up. But I think he has some raw talent that if coached up, he could be good.
I don't know. Because now that you speak of Peyton Manning, I watched the video.
Mm-hmm.
It's on YouTube. I can't remember what it's called, but it was randomly a Peyton Manning breaking down random quarterbacks. And funny enough, Baker Mayfield was one of the quarterbacks that he was breaking down, and pretty much politely, Peyton Manning said he doesn't make the right throws.
Yeah, he wants to force it downfield instead of taking the open guy. That's going to come with some, some wisdom, some age, looking back at your film. I mean, those things are correctable.
Is it?
Yeah, don't try to do too much. Just take what the defense gives you.
Seems like a personality issue to me, man.
Oh, he does have some personality issues. I'll give you that. He definitely has some personality issues, and
personality gonna come out on the field, man. He likes to showboat. He got the arm to showboat. He likes to showboat, but he ain't getting into the receiver. He should showboat with Odell Beckham, which don't make sense to me. Like if he could get the ball to Odell and Landry, oh yeah, he's crushing top 15. He probably even could be a top 12, arguably top 13. Not top
yeah. Where do
12,
I have him at right now? I have him at number 13. That's where I have him in my projections. I think Baker Mayfield is a just outside the top 10 quarterback. That he's somebody that you could take a chance on late in the draft and potentially hit big time. Like I think his upside has great potential with the weapons that he has.
I don't know about that. The reason why is because, well, see, it's going to be 2 games out of the year that I don't expect him to do anything. And, of course, that's when we play the Ravens because straight up, like, when they got Odell, like, I was like, uh-oh, that's a problem, right? That's like a legitimate problem. And then we went out and got a secondary. And literally, I was like, we got a secondary because the Steelers seem to lose one good receiver and get another 2 good ones every single time. And then
they could have another like steal
exactly
in the draft.
like it's like, bro, like
Chase Claypool. You know about him?
Yeah, but hold on. So
okay.
So then you got that, and then you got the Odell to that, and it's 2 receivers, and then for the Ravens, us personally, like it's always been whenever Jimmy Smith went down, we had nobody, straight up, like nobody. You could anybody could just throw on us, doop 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 doop. So now we got that, and we got a line. Like I think those 2 games are definitely like not going to be high fantasy football games for him. Now, I don't know how that's going to affect his play style, but like I mean, I don't think 2 games are going to knock him out of the top 15. You get what I'm saying? So I can agree with you there.
Yeah, the Ravens defense is always tough. There's no doubt. They always just have a hard-nosed defense. John Harbaugh's a really good coach. And that is fair. Well, as I said, it was just going to be a short show today, just getting our feet wet, talk a little football.
How are you not even going to let me tell my top 20 quarterback list?
Oh, you want to go through yours? Go ahead. I thought
you didn't type it up?
No, I did not get a chance to type it up. But if you want to run through it, go ahead.
I'll tell everybody my list just because I want to tell everybody my list. You got to talk about your list.
Okay.
All right, so I got number 1, Russell Wilson. Number 2, Pat Mahomes.
Okay.
Number 3, I have Lamar Jackson at number 3.
Okay. Why not higher? Like, what's the inside scoop from a Ravens fan of why he's not going to repeat that number one fantasy that he did a year ago?
Straight up, like I feel like he's not gonna get the same amount of yards rushing that he got, which means that he will have to increase his passing, which he can do. I'm not saying he can't do it, but I think that like right now, our receivers, our passing game still trying to 100% figure it out. Like we're getting closer to figuring it out. Like I wouldn't like if he did something better in the passing game, I could see 36 touchdowns, maybe 38. But like I don't see 44. You know what I mean? I don't see 40.
Okay.
Like
Well,
I could be wrong.
You're right.
And
You're right in the sense
you
if
know,
he actually does go down in rushing yards, that could hurt because he had legitimate running back numbers on top of being able to throw the ball, which made him a fantasy, just I called him in my notes a fantasy god. I mean, just you have 1,200 yards as a quarterback. I mean, that's 120 points, right? Yeah, that's 120 points running the ball.
And in my league, that's like 1,000.
Yeah, we had a high scoring league. Like if you hit 100 yards, what was it? 5-point bonus if you hit 100 yards.
Yeah.
Stuff
and
like
don't
that.
let it be you got the 100 yards on a touchdown run. Oh man, then you won the game. You won the game.
Yeah, there was a few weeks where Lamar had 70, 80 points in our league. It was pretty ridiculous. Your quarterback was very important, and I did not have a good one. So that's that was my problem.
Comes the number 4, Kyler Murray.
I have him at number 5. I do like him, but go ahead. Give your reasoning for number 4.
I honestly think Kyler Murray. I'm a Ravens fan, everybody. I think Kyler Murray can finish above Lamar Jackson, but I just couldn't. I'm a Ravens fan. I couldn't do it. And
he just got a crazy weapon, but go ahead.
But here's the reason why. Let me pull up my research that I did. Give me 5 seconds. So, Kyler Murray, last season on this fantasy football site that I looked up, he finished QB number 8, right? With passing touchdowns. He threw 20 passing touchdowns, 21st. That's not that great. 3,700 yards, 15th in the league. His deep ball completion was the 5th best in the league, and he threw pretty much 1.1 interceptions a game. So now Deshaun Watson, right, was the 8th best quarterback last season with 3,800 yards, 42 deep completion percentage, and 1.5 with 26 touchdowns, right? No, my bad. He was the 4th best quarterback with 26 touchdowns, and that would made him. He had the 8th most touchdowns. That's what it was. I put that wrong. So, Kyler Murray got 20 touchdowns with old McGee, Larry Fitz, who I'm not, even in his old age, is still the man. You know. Like if Larry Fitz ran a 4.5, like you might be still arguing him top 10, top 5 receiver craziness. You know what I mean? Something like 4.4, something like that. It'd be crazy.
I wouldn't argue that now, but he was definitely ridiculous in his heyday. But he's still, even him at 70% is still a good receiver. I agree.
Yeah, but I mean he slowed down a lot. Like that does hurt. But
and his leaping ability. But okay, that's fine.
So. Pretty much, Deshaun Watson lost. I don't even want to argue about it. Best receiver in the league. All right, you know what I mean? But I'm a Julio fan. That's me. But I don't want to argue about it. So, straight up in my mind, I think Deshaun Watson can still throw these 26 touchdowns without Hopkins there. But I know without a doubt, Kyler Murray's 20 touchdowns are going up. Without a doubt, Kyler Murray is going to throw probably like 40. Add whatever he just did. I'm thinking add like another. Can't add 1,000. Maybe like 500 to 600 yards to it. You know what I mean? So Kyler Murray's going to be in 4,000 yards. He's going to throw for like 26, 30 touchdowns this year. And it's deep. I mean, you got DeAndre Hopkins. You know, like how
And
you
Christian Kirk is still there at a very solid, and they still have Kenyon Drake out of the backfield.
exactly. So that
Yeah.
was even more like you could like who you gonna double coverage before? The fastest dude on the field. You get what I'm saying? So I can't.
Yeah.
If you go 44% deep and you do double coverage, you know, and then it's crazy, right? Because I was like, at first I was like, I better have an argument to really back this Kyler Murray up, because so even in the back half of the season, Kyler Murray's points, like his stats, went all up. And with the second game against San Francisco, to be honest with you, after watching that game, that's another reason how I knew the Ravens were going to beat San Francisco, because they have an extreme weakness for mobile quarterbacks. And at first I was like, it's Arizona. That's a divisional game, you know, a conference game. Of course you're going to play them well. You know what I mean? And then the second time I got to watch that game way better. And I was just like, no, like Arizona's really like beating them. Like, you know what I mean? It was like back and forth. And then Seattle came. And then we came. And I was like, I knew it. And then the Super Bowl, when I said Mahomes has the factor of being the mobile quarterback. He might not be as mobile as all the other guys that I just named, but still, he's mobile. You know what I mean? He has that X factor that plays right into San Francisco's weakness, and it was proven. The only person that couldn't beat them was Kyler Murray, and why? Let's be honest, everybody else had better receivers than Kyler Murray had. Let's be honest.
Better team in general, but yeah, like Arizona was not. They had the number 1 pick just a year ago, so they were not very good. But I love Kyler Murray. Coming out of in the draft, I would have loved to have Kyler Murray on my team. I watched his highlights and stuff. It's like, okay, no, this guy is legit.
Oh yeah,
when you watch him, because I know me and you have gone back and forth on Haskins, that I didn't like what I saw out of Haskins, but when I saw Kyler Murray, I was like, yeah, that dude is a beast, and he showed last year why he was the number 1 pick. But all right, who do you got at number 5?
Tom Brady.
You have Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
I do like me some Tom Brady this year, but go ahead.
Like literally the reason why, same thing I was saying for Aaron Rodgers. You got an angry Tom Brady. You know, he might not be like angry as Aaron Rodgers angry, but I think like Tom Brady deep down is like, I know everybody's been waiting for me to leave the Patriots. So he literally left the Patriots and went to Tampa Bay. Like to me, it's a Tom Brady move. I'm gonna go to one of the worser teams in the league, and I'm gonna show these people like what's up. And then I'm gonna make a phone call. Cause y'all think Gronk retired? He just didn't want to play for the team no more, man. There's too much controversy. Gronk, let's go. We got Mike, and then so you got Mike Evans, of course, who's probably that's gonna be scary. You got Chris Godwin or whichever one it is. You know, you got another dude's name sounding just like him, whatever one it is. And then they still got OJ Howard, right? Bruh, Tom Brady, like he loves throwing to the tight ends.
He loves his tight ends.
Who you going? You gonna double Mike and you gonna double Gronk? You gonna one-on-one guy when he's too fast?
He may have gone, to my opinion, the second best wide receiver duo in the league, but behind Julio and Calvin Ridley.
You just made it better.
I think my number 1 wide receiver duo is Julio and Calvin Ridley. But Chris Godwin and Mike Evans make a very compelling case of why they could be number 1.
And you know who my number 1 receiver duo was before?
Who?
And
DeAndre Will Fuller?
Oh yeah. I'm a Julio fan. You're a Hopkins fan. Like that's.
I love Hopkins. Yeah.
But that was the best receiving duo in the league in my mind. Like,
no, in my mind. Calvin Ridley and Julio is easily the number 1 in my opinion. But we're not going to get sidetracked with that. It's fine. You say it's somebody else, and that's fine. But Tom Brady at number 5, I like it. I think he has a fantastic opportunity to have a booming year in that offense. So, who do we got at number 6?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, okay.
Yeah.
Because you said the angry.
He's angry, man.
Getting Devontae back. Okay. That's good. Angry. I like that. All right, where's
Then I got Deshaun Watson at number 7.
I think he's taking a hit. I think he might even slip out the top 10 this year.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. 100%. I could definitely see that. That was going to be what I was telling you about Deshaun Watson earlier. I could definitely see him falling. But I switched Deshaun Watson to Kyler Murray because originally I had them at and I was like, that is not right. Like, no, that's definitely wrong.
Yeah.
And then bold prediction for me, and the only reason I made this prediction is because I while I was looking up the stats on the quarterbacks and everything, I was so shocked by what this person did last year that I said, you know what? If they're gonna do it again, they're gonna do it for real. And this is a bold prediction, like
Okay.
bold. Like this is more bold than anything you heard from me before. Maybe.
The hype train on this is
The
amazing.
hype.
All right.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen at number 8.
Josh Allen. I slept on him hard. Like I'm dead serious. Like I was laughing at him. Josh Allen. I was laughing at him. And I was jokes on me.
Jokes on me.
Jokes on me. I'm putting him in the top 10 just because of that.
He's another one with a huge arm, and they just got Stephon Diggs, a receiver for him.
Yeah.
So
another reason why I felt the reason to put him in. I didn't even know that until you said that, but like it made me feel better. About, top.
There
10.
you go. Yep.
Number 9, I got Matt Ryan.
Obvious.
And
yeah,
but I'm not really the biggest Matt Ryan fan.
It's not about Matt Ryan. It's about what he has around him.
And then what made me really, because originally I wanted to knock Matt Ryan right out of the top 10. And put him I did.
Yeah.
But straight up, the reason why I didn't was because they got the tight end from us, Hayden Hurst, and I was mad we let go of Hayden Hurst. Me personally, I like Hayden Hurst a lot. But
did you like him more than Mark Andrews?
Coming out of the draft, I did.
Well, coming out of the draft, because Mark Andrews wasn't a first round pick. Hayden Hurst was.
No. But even like, here's the reason why. Because Hayden Hurst's hands, that dude was snagged that joint right out the air in preseason. It was just coming out like right out the gate, but he got injured.
Okay.
So then that's like why, Mark Andrews came along, but like,
you don't like Jack Boyle?
No, I do. I knew we wasn't losing him 100%. I was even trying to make an argument that I know we're gonna get rid of Hayden Hurst, and I really feel like we shouldn't because of the fact of Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews doesn't block, so it was like Jordan Reed, like you said. You take him off the field, we're gonna run the ball, But Hayden Hurst was the guy who could block and catch. So I like that aspect of him. Because there was even a game, I want to say the Patriots game. Yeah, I want to say it was the Patriots game. We took, and I was saying this before that game. And I was saying, like, Mark Andrews on the field right now is legitimately a liability. If he was looking at me, what are you talking about?
It's fine. It's fine, Darryl. You don't have to block for Lamar. Okay. You can just pull all 10 guys off the field, and Lamar will just run around all 11 dudes. Okay,
but we don't always run with Lamar, man.
It's fine. You don't need to block. You don't need to block for Lamar. It's all good. But all right. So you like Matt Ryan having Hayden Hurst. I do too. Yeah. I like that. I don't think they'll miss a step with Austin Hooper. So I agree with you on that. I like Hayden Hurst a lot.
Bounce back. You ready for the bounce back?
The bounce back. All right. Who's number 9 bouncing back?
No, it's number 10 now. And y'all see my hat. Y'all know I don't want to say this person's name.
Oh snap!
Big Ben.
Big Ben.
I can't argue with the receivers that they just be sprouting up out there. I can't. We had to go get corners because it was like, yo, y'all lose one and get 2.
Do you know who Chase Claypool is? Have you heard anything about him yet?
No, I'm gonna look him up.
Yeah, Pittsburgh just got Chase Claypool. Okay. This dude
no. I remember
6'5", running a 4.3 40. I don't know what his hands and stuff are like, but I just know that's just ridiculous. And I think they got him as a second rounder too.
And why do you think I was so like we need to sign Jimmy Smith back? Because Jimmy Smith can press straight up. He can press you. He's not elite speed, but he still run with you, and he's long, he's lanky. He's a great corner, and he's one of the great corners. Uh, 11, and this one could be wrong straight up, but
Okay.
based off the stats, I kind of had to put him up a little higher, and the fact that they've never really finished the season healthy. So Carson Wentz, don't really like him there to be honest with you, but I can see an improvement. Who knows?
I don't
You
like
know,
the first round receiver they drafted, Jalen Rieger. They drafted him in the first round, and I think that was a reach. I think they got
it could have been.
upset, and because
Who you think they were going after?
they were going after C.D. Lamb if C.D. Lamb
Oh,
fell, but Dallas took him. So, but I'm not a big fan of Jalen Rieger. Especially like maybe I would have been a better fan of him if he was like a third round pick. But him at the first round, I think that was a reach, and I don't think that he's going to be the big impact that they think he's going to be. So, but I'm with you. I don't really like Carson Wentz. I have him even lower on my. I think I have him at 15 or something like that. 16.
yeah, I could move him down. I could move him down.
Yep.
Now number 12. This guy right here has literally made me so mad in fantasy football is ridiculous because there's no reason why he shouldn't be winning you games with the receiving core that he had, and his name is Phillip Rivers. Okay, but going to the Colts, I really because the problem with the Chargers, I felt like they it's like they want to run the ball, but they want to throw the ball. They don't really know what they want to do when they should do just one thing. And I think with the Colts, it's like we know what we're doing. We just need to have a quarterback who's better than what we have right now. Okay, and I think straight up, if Phillip Rivers just comes in there and just doesn't do the dumb, let me turn the ball over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
I
think he
think
will
that's
have bounce.
I am not touching Philip Rivers
I'm
with a
not
ten
touching him
foot
yet.
with a
I'm not
10 foot
touching him
pole.
either. I'm not touching anybody outside of the top 10 because I'm doing a 10 quarterback. I mean, 10 team league, one quarterback, straight up.
You only draft one. You don't draft a backup.
I don't draft. I have drafted two backup. No. Every time I draft Phillip Rivers, I draft Phillip Rivers, and then I had years ago. What was it? I drafted Phillip Rivers thinking he was going to go off, and then I got Donovan McNabb the year he not with To, but whatever the year was, he did great, and I was like, wow, that was great. And then I go get Phillip Rivers again, right? Like, yeah, I got me Phillip Rivers, and I go get Pat Mahomes, and then Pat Mahomes goes off. All right,
Yep.
then so it's like every time I draft Phillip Rivers, I seem to always have somebody better than him. So it's like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be on the
I
Phillip
don't
Rivers.
I don't like Philip Rivers at all. I don't even have him in my top 20. Like I'm not looking at him at all.
I don't blame you. He could easily be 22.
Yeah.
He could easily be 22, 100%. Now number 13.
Uh-huh.
I think Jared Goff. He's gonna have to do something. Like I think with everything that happened with him last year, like straight up, I don't think he's rocking with that. I think he's actually a little bit better. But I will admit, this one in my next two can be switched around. The
Yeah,
next
well,
one,
I was just gonna say with Jared Goff because I didn't talk about him in mine. I wrote is not someone I particularly like, but with Sean McVay as his offensive coordinator, well, his head coach, and with solid weapons, he always has a chance to put up numbers. So I
yeah,
have him at number 16. I had Carson Wentz at number 15, by the way. But yeah, I have Jared Goff at number 16 because I don't really like him. I don't think he's all that great, but he's just in a great situation to put up numbers.
and he does it, and he does everything he needs to do. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But so I can't argue with that. I
Yep.
just can't. You know, the next person, Jimmy G. Like just because like he doesn't have to do anything, but then when he does do it, it's like they're so wide open and bang.
I mean, we
bang.
are reaching here at number. You said number 14.
Oh yeah, we're reaching 100%.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably not
uh,
drafting these people, and so
no,
then we're
no.
looking at backups. But Jimmy G is similar in my boat as Philip Rivers.
Gone.
Obviously, like he's just not somebody I even want to consider, like
No.
because you're gonna have those games with 6 completions. Like you're gonna have games where it's like, wait, did he even play?
Did you play, man? Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Um, the next one, just because. Oh, see, I didn't know about Diggs because Diggs left Minnesota. Right?
Yes, he left Minnesota.
So I did not know that before I made this list, and I literally put Kirk Cousins at number 15 because I was like, how do you have Stephon Diggs and the other
Adam
guy,
Thielen.
Adam Thielen, and
They,
not?
they drafted somebody, but go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah. So that's all right. Well, he can come off my list, but somebody I think that's going to do better straight up. And now that I'm looking at my list, I need to move him up because I have him at 17. Is Ryan Tannehill straight up? Like I think Ryan Tannehill is going to be better than 17. Like he might even pop up in the top 15. But I have him at 17. I have Derek Carr at 16. Don't know why. Another person.
No, I'm wrong. They didn't draft a receiver until the 7th round last year, actually. So, no wait, that's 2019 picks. Hold on, let me look at 2020 picks. Go ahead. You can move on to your next. Justin Jefferson. That's who they drafted, and Justin Jefferson is actually a really good young receiver that could be interesting. Obviously, he's not going to be Stephon Diggs coming right out in his rookie season, but Justin Jefferson is a really good receiver from LSU. So they could potentially have a replacement, but maybe just not yet this year. But all right, who do you got at where are we at number 16?
Hey, wait, bring up your list. I think we might have agreed on this person. I have
Okay.
no. 16 was Derek Carr, but no, I'm on number 18 now.
Number
Number 18.
No, you're at number 17, right? Because you said 16
I
was
said
Derek Carr.
Ryan. Yeah, Derek Carr 16, Ryan Tannehill was 17. But I was saying that I was
Okay, number 18.
Yeah, number 18. Gardner Minshew.
Yep, that's who I had. Yep.
Yep. And to be honest with you, just because like watching them play, they shouldn't have put Foles in, but they had to because of what they did to get Foles. You know.
Oh, they paid way too much money for him to sit on the bench.
Yeah.
Like you had to give him a chance.
Yeah. And then Matthew Stafford at number 19.
I had him a little higher than that. I had him at 14. And I wrote he in my opinion, he's an underrated QB in a lot of people's minds. I think he's really good. Like as I'm not even talking about fantasy now. I just think he's a really, really good quarterback. But it doesn't always translate into fantasy numbers. Like I think of one particular game, I'll just tell this real quick, is there was a game on against the Giants, and I had Matthew Stafford on my fantasy team, so I was interested in watching this game. And Matthew Stafford ended up with only like 12 fantasy points or something garbage. Like it was really a bad game for Matthew Stafford as far as fantasy. But if you actually watch that game, the way he led that offense was brilliant. Everything he was doing on the field was leading to win that game. And he was making every right decision, getting people to jump off sides, making audibles at the line. Like everything he was doing brilliantly. And they ended up winning that game handedly. But he just wouldn't give me any numbers. It was so frustrating to watch that it's like, ugh, get it in the end zone.
And that's the reason why Matthew Stafford is 19 for me. Like, because I agree. Matthew Stafford, I feel like Matthew Stafford lived up to his potential, number 12. Phillip Rivers and Matthew Stafford straight up switch. All right? Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up.
And
but
the
also,
last guy on the list.
I think Phillip Rivers might be in a better situation with the Colts, though. That's another reason I put him that high. But the last guy, I said Dak. You know, the question mark. Dak.
Oh, yes. All right, well,
question mark.
I think that's crazy talk because you think that Andy Dalton has a chance, and that's why you put him that low. Dak is a legitimate top 5 fantasy quarterback.
That's my bold prediction right there, man. Bold.
Is Andy Dalton has a chance? Do you think Andy Dalton plays at all besides at the end of the game? Do you think he actually starts the game next year?
Nope. But the only way I see Andy Dalton actually starting the game is if this happens.
Okay.
All right.
We're ending this on the show, so make it a good one. This is what we got.
When do y'all play the Cowboys? Like which game is it?
I believe we play them like week 7, and then we play them on Thanksgiving Day.
All right. So if Dak Prescott is shaky play up until week 7, right? And then y'all play them, and y'all beat them. Like I actually think that y'all can beat them. That
Yep, week 7, and then on Thanksgiving Day.
I'm saying I'm being truthful right here. Okay, all
All right.
right. So I think y'all could beat them, and I think like
If we
think that
beat them,
might
you're
be,
saying that that's going to tick off Jerry Jones so much that get out of here, Dak.
yeah, because it's like how like how? Come on, like how we have like y'all. It's not that y'all aren't working to get better because I see
Uh-huh.
that now. I actually will say y'all are in the better direction. It's a little scary. To actually think the Redskins might be good. I'll have to be hear your mouth. Oh my gosh! And I'm a Ravens fan. He's had to hear my mouth pretty much as long as I've watched football. So I guess it's just it's justice for you. Like,
You know what? All right, this is going to be the last thing. I just want to tell this story. So one day, Darryl calls me, and we're talking about John Harbaugh, and I said that John Harbaugh is a legit good coach, and he's complaining about John Harbaugh. He's like, I don't think he's that great. Like, you look at
I
Bill
didn't say it was
Belichick.
that bad though.
No,
I
you
didn't
didn't
say
say it was
I
bad,
just want
but
Bill
you're
Belichick.
yeah,
I just want Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick and like Andy, and then we were talking about who's better, Andy Reid or John Harbaugh, and I think that John Harbaugh was the better coach, and I would still say that because even though that Andy Reid just won the Super Bowl, we all know Pat Mahomes is an absolute monster that helps to win the Super Bowl, and I think Andy Reid is a good coach, a great coach at that. But I like John Harbaugh, and so he's complaining about all these things about how like the little things John Harbaugh does wrong compared to the Patriots. And I'm like, I can't remember exactly how I said it, but basically I came down to like, I don't want to hear this. Like, I'm a Redskins fan. How'd I say it?
You said this. You are annoying me right now. And why? I haven't seen the Redskins do anything. I think you said I haven't seen them go to the playoffs. I haven't seen them win a Super Bowl.
They have gone to the playoffs, but I've never seen. I have barely seen. I've seen one playoff win, and that was 15 years ago. Like,
and then I think you even brought up the fact that, and then y'all stole it from us because y'all injured RG3 when we had the chance to do something, and now you sit here and talk about the best coach you've ever had, which is true,
yeah,
best coach that we've ever had, and I mean, it was.
And he was complaining to me as a Redskins fan, and I was like, I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it. Nah, I gotta stay my side, like straight up. Now I gotta stay my side, like.
No, I remember what it was. I remember what it is. You were like, I want perfection out of my coach, and you were saying something like that. I want perfection, and I'm like, I don't like. If I was a Patriots fan and you're complaining about this, I could understand. But coming from hearing it as a Redskins fan, I don't want to hear that. Like, you have a Hall of Fame coach potentially in John Harbaugh.
We do.
And
100%. We do.
And you're gonna complain about it.
I sound like a bitter fan. I am. You know what I mean? I am. Like 100%. Like John Harbaugh is a great coach. It is. He is. But when we was talking about Andy Reid versus John Harbaugh, I just like how creative his passing game is and how like simple he makes simple plays to get people open. And it's just like we got the same like style of offense. Why are we not? But I gotta defend my team. I ain't gonna I don't want people to be like. That's the only issue I really had with John Harbaugh.
John Harbaugh makes offenses for his him and his offensive court makes offenses well for his team as well. We all know Joe Flacco was nothing special, but
yeah, you're right about that.
That offense still moved the ball. And now with Lamar Jackson, I mean, there's obviously no complaints on last year's offense.
Yeah, but I feel like just straight up, like, kind of just wish like I don't know. Maybe me personally, I just want the Ravens passing game just to be like.
I know you want perfection.
It just wasn't there.
You want 1,000 points for and 0 points against. Like until you get that, you're gonna complain. Which that's the luxury.
I think that's every Ravens fan right there. Like I think that
is the luxury of having a good team. And
Yeah, and it's a luxury of having a great coach. Because to be honest with you, like put this in the air. There is way worse, like 100%. And the grass definitely not always greener on the
yeah,
other
and
side.
it's about 40 minutes south of you. That's the way worse. The Redskins.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's a show. Thank you for doing this, Darryl. We'll be back again next week. We had some fun. Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, we had a good time. Hey, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll be doing this every week. It'll be posted every Wednesday night. And it's going to be everything football. We're going to do some fantasy football, or everything NFL, I should say. Do some fantasy football, do whatever the hot topics are in fantasy football. Hopefully have a season this year. And thank you for watching till the end. It was fun. And leave some comments down there, and potentially we could talk about those.
Tell me what
week.
y'all think. All
There you
right,
go.
am I wrong for thinking like Andy Reid? The argument I was making was Andy Reid is a better offensive coach, and then Tim's argument was Darryl, he's a head coach, he doesn't have to call offense, and I was like, all right, dude, you're right about that. Okay,
There it is. Question of the day: Andy Reid or John Harbaugh? Who are you taking?
As an offensive coach, all right, because
Oh, well, that's unfair.
Is it?
Andy Reid is what the offense is what Andy does.
That was my argument.
Oh,
that was my
Jesus.
argument, though.
We're talking about head coach, and you're gonna just there's three sides to the ball, but we're only gonna talk about offense.
John Harbaugh is a way.
All right, we could go on forever. We're gonna call it a show, Daryl. It was fun. See you guys. See you next week.
I want a better offense, people.